So now when we build software, at least 60% of what we build is built by AI. By the end of this year or early next year, we're going to be closer to 85, maybe even get to 100%, all built by AI.
So tell me, last time we met, it was Washington, D.C. We are in New York 18 months ago. So many things changed, right? I don't even know if businesses were using agentic AI 18 months ago. And probably 18 months from now, customers will be, well, businesses and their customers will be talking to each other, communicating through AI agents. What do you think?
Absolutely. So 18 months ago, only few handful of companies, like really kind of early stage startups, were publicly admitting to using Gen AI, using it in their products, voice agents, LLM workflows. Large enterprises, the ones that were on my radar, were still definitely very much behind, and boy, did the world change. Since then, I've joined Groupon as VP of Merchant Experience, and my teams deal with everything in the merchant lifecycle. So anything from the discovery to sign-on, onboarding, AI-assisted deal creation, AI-assisted compliance verification, running their campaigns, performance management of these campaigns, voucher redemption, you name it, end to end. And as a large enterprise, as Groupon, we are in multiple countries international. We serve about 16 million active customers. We work with merchants in different domains, from health, beauty, and wellness, home and auto, things to do, travel, goods, and we are connecting these local communities, both the consumers and the merchants together in this process. And we're all in, into this transformation of the business into becoming AI native, and that implies that all of us become builders.
Could you explain what AI native means? Because today, during the conference, this conversation is just on every single session is SaaS versus AI native. What does it mean?
I think there are a lot of different definitions, and I couldn't quote you a classical definition. I'll just tell you what I think that means, right? In my world, AI native means we fundamentally change the business model in how we interact with each other, with the software, and how we build. So in practical terms, what that means is the entire delivery process is different. So, as you know, I'm a big fan of Claude Code and Cursor, and I've built my own operating system. And so if you take that example of running kind of your day-to-day operation in fill-in-the-blank coding agent, Claude Code for me, the AI native aspect of that is now, rather than me consuming and build, let's say, consuming information in Tableau reports or reports, I can just talk to my AI assistant, and it gives me all the information that I need. The same is true for building. So now when we build software, at least 60% of what we build is built by AI. By the end of this year or early next year, we're going to be closer to 85, maybe even get to 100%, all built by AI. So now the shift is that I am an orchestrator. So I am a conductor of my AI agentic orchestra, where I give guidance and direction and oversee the work of my agents, rather than me writing the code, me writing the spec, me doing the design, right? And that's the AI native thinking that we're promoting throughout the company. So that means that all of our employees are embracing all of the AI innovations, becoming builders, and delivering at the speed of AI delivery.
What does it mean for SaaS? Do we leave it They're a little behind now.
I think it's changing and it's transforming. There's certainly some SaaS offerings that are being absorbed by these AI companies, right? You know that Claude came out with Cowork, and now all of a sudden you can connect together HubSpot data with your Jira data, with your log data, you name it, right? It all comes together into this data harness, data lake that is locally available to you, and you can ask numerous amounts of questions. Like something that in the past you need data analysts, you need to put in a request with your sales team, could you build this report for me? And you get your report, and then maybe it doesn't have all the answers. Now you got new questions, and you go in this cycle over and over again. But with the MCPs and the tooling that's available now, that kind of barrier to getting answers is gone. So in that regard, some platforms will have to adapt, right? Some will die, and we're seeing that on the market, but some will have to adapt and really solidify their core value proposition in this age of AI and figure out what is their differentiator that's going to hold their position on the market.
Interesting. There were several conversations today on how the businesses are going to be moving forward, and those that will survive this yet another wave, right? And those are the businesses that will take very radical steps, and they will take radical change moving forward. It seems to me that this slow sort of incremental approach, that's not the time for it.
Not anymore.
Not
I
anymore,
would say
right?
not anymore. Now
Yeah.
it's, try and build something, fail fast, experiment fast. It's less about regimented cycles as it was in the past. Like in the past, we were all agile Scrum. We left waterfall behind. People wore their badge of honor of being a Scrum Master or Agilist. And now even that is not fast enough. Right now we're talking about condensing those delivery cycles. So if I can condense a delivery cycle from a 2-week sprint or 1-week sprint to 1 or 2 days, why wouldn't I? Right? This way, now the change is I have an idea and I'm just going to evaluate it, and I'll run it through my AI assistant and produce some kind of artifact that helps me communicate that idea to my stakeholders or my peers. And we are taking it even further, and something that we came up with are simulations where even before I present my idea to, let's say, my peers, I can actually run it through a simulation, bouncing this idea among a council of advisors or a council of customer archetypes. And you can make it very specific to your use case. So you kind of get this 360-degree view on your idea, your thesis, before you invest engineering resources, time, and money into it. And you can do it all within days, at least to directionally validate what it is that you're doing. And then there's still a case for engineering oversight and execution, right? When you have to integrate into your core services, especially if you're dealing with legacy, when you have to scale. In that regard, we're still heavily relying on engineering, but we're doing it faster.
So interesting. I heard today quite a few concepts on how multiple industries are going to be changing, particularly the companies that charge by subscription. Those older subscription models seems like they're all going to be going away, and it's going to be pay per use, which is going to be a significant change in so many ways, right? That also I cannot even imagine. I'm keep thinking about it because like all those license fees seems like will be going away, subscriptions will be going away. How the company is going to be evaluated because all the profit margins probably going to be lower, but because we are moving so fast, this revenue will be accumulating so much faster, right? So interesting to me. Today there was a conversation on one of the workshops on how we are going to be calculating the return on investment on engineers. Are those any of the conversations that your team is having?
Something similar. We definitely think about the impact before making cool things, right? We have cool ideas all day long, but if your idea doesn't deliver impact, which in the business sense is a financial impact in some way, then maybe it's not worth building, right? So like that is definitely the core premise, right? That KPI gets outlined from the go, and then everything else falls from that. I heard the same panel where they were talking about measuring ROI by engineer and what's being delivered. But I think it's a wrong argument because it's not only engineers that are delivering now, at least not in our world. We are seeing a world of builders that come not just from the engineering side, product, sales, marketing. Every one of our teams is building agents. And I think the way to quantify that ROI is, what you were talking about is changing the subscription-based model to a model that's closely aligned to how we pay humans, right? We pay humans either an hourly rate, annual salary, right? But it's a very finite unit of measure. You're paying by the hour this much, or you're paying a salary for this set of skill sets. And I think with AI agents, a very simple model, which I'd like to see more of, is when agents are being charged by the minute, sort of in the same way that we would be paying for human labor, right? But now we're paying for AI agent labor in the same way. Because it's really hard to quantify all of the resources that these agents take up. And it's a lot easier mental math to understand that I'm about to hire 200 AI agents for my organization, and each agent is going to cost me, I don't know, $15 an hour, or some kind of a number that helps you calculate your COGS better,